Lesson 1, Shopping for Jeans.
Hey Anna, have you been to that new clothing store downtown?
Yes, I have. They have some really nice jeans at reasonable prices.
That's good to hear. Do they offer good quality jeans?
Definitely. The jeans I bought there are well made and fit perfectly.
Awesome, I'll have to check it out then. I'm in need of a new pair of jeans.
You'll definitely find something there. They have a great selection.
Sounds good. I'm glad to hear they have affordable yet high quality options.
Me too. It's hard to find good jeans these days without breaking the bank.
I agree. This store seems like a great solution.
Lesson 2, A Surprise Honeymoon.
Hey Anna, I've got the most amazing news.
Ooh, tell me, John. What is it?
My wife and I just got back from our honeymoon, and it was beyond my wildest dreams.
Wow, that's wonderful. Where did you go?
We went to this beautiful tropical resort. The beaches were breathtaking, and the service was impeccable.
That sounds like a dream come true. I'm so happy for you both.
It really was. I'm so grateful for this surprise. It's the perfect start to our marriage.
That's so thoughtful of your wife to plan such an incredible trip. You must be over the moon.
I am. It's been the most magical experience. I feel so lucky and blessed.
Lesson 3, Effective Communication.
Morning. I wanted to ask you about something related to our work.
Of course, John. What's on your mind?
Well, I've been focused on improving communication within our team. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Absolutely, John. Efficient communication is key to our success. What have you been working on?
I've been trying to be more concise and to the point in my meetings and emails. Cutting out unnecessary fluff.
That's excellent, John. Being direct and succinct can really streamline things.
Exactly. And I'm also trying to be a better listener, to really understand everyone's perspectives.
That's so important, John. Fostering open dialogue is crucial for effective teamwork.
Definitely. I want to make sure everyone feels heard and valued.
Lesson 4, Searching for a New Scent.
Hey Anna, I'm on the hunt for a new cologne. Any recommendations?
Ooh, looking for a new scent, are we? I'd be happy to help you out, John.
Yes, please. I'm hoping to find something a little different from my usual.
Okay, let's see. Have you been to that new fragrance shop downtown? They have a great selection.
No, I haven't been there yet. I'll have to check it out. What kind of scents do they have?
They have everything from fresh and citrusy to warm and woody. Lots of unique options.
Wonderful. I'm definitely leaning towards something a little more sophisticated this time.
In that case, I'd suggest trying some of their deeper, more complex fragrances.
Excellent, that's exactly what I'm looking for. I'll make a point to stop by soon.
Lesson 5, A Tour of the City.
Hey Anna, did you hear about the new museum exhibit that just opened downtown? I'd love to check it out.
That sounds great. I'm always up for exploring a new museum. What kind of exhibits are they featuring?
From what I read, they'll have historical artifacts and displays that highlight the city's rich cultural heritage. I think it'll be really fascinating.
Wonderful. When would you like to go? I'm free this weekend if that works for you.
Perfect, let's plan to go on Saturday. I can't wait to see what interesting things we'll discover.
Me neither. This is going to be fun. I love learning about the history of our city.
Absolutely. It'll be a great way to spend the day. I'm sure we'll come away with a deeper appreciation for our city's past.
Definitely. I'm really looking forward to it. Shall we grab lunch afterwards too?
Sounds like a plan. This is shaping up to be an excellent day.
Lesson 6, Bureaucracy Frustrations.
Hey Anna, did you hear about the Pope's complaint about the lengthy bureaucratic process?
Yes, I did. Apparently, it took too long for the work to be finished, even though the Pope was pushing for it.
Wow, that's frustrating. Bureaucracy can be such a pain sometimes.
I know, right? It's amazing how much red tape can slow down even important projects.
Exactly. I've had my fair share of dealing with bureaucratic hurdles at work.
Me too. It's like they make things unnecessarily complicated.
Definitely. But at least when the work is finally done, it's usually worth the effort.
That's true. The end result is what really matters in the end.
Absolutely. We just have to be patient and persistent when navigating bureaucratic processes.
Lesson 7, Postcards.
Hey Anna, I saw some really cool postcards at the store today. They had ones for $1, $2, and even $5.
Oh wow, that's interesting. What kinds of postcards did they have?
They had all sorts: scenic landscapes, cute animals, famous landmarks. The more expensive ones looked really high quality.
That's neat. I love collecting postcards when I travel. Do you have a favorite type of postcard?
I'd probably go for the scenic ones. There's something about beautiful nature shots that I find really appealing.
I agree, the landscape postcards can be so breathtaking. Though the animal ones can be pretty adorable too.
Definitely. I saw this one postcard with the cutest little puppy on it. So tempting, even for $5.
Haha, I can imagine. Postcards make great souvenirs. Though $5 does seem a bit steep for just one.
Yeah, I might save that one for a special occasion. The $1 and $2 ones are probably more my speed.
Lesson 8, the Alamo.
Hey Anna, I read an interesting article the other day about the Alamo in Texas.
Oh, the Alamo, that's the famous battle site, right? What did the article say?
Yeah, that's the one. It was about how during the battle, all the American defenders were killed while the Texans were fighting.
Wow, that sounds like a brutal battle. I can't imagine how devastating that must have been for the Americans.
Absolutely. The article said the Texan forces completely overwhelmed the American troops stationed there.
That's just terrible. Was there any silver lining or positive outcome from that battle for the Americans?
Well, the article mentioned that the Texans' victory at the Alamo ended up galvanizing support for the Texas Revolution against Mexico.
I see, so while it was a major loss in the moment, it helped fuel the broader fight for Texas independence later on.
Exactly. The Alamo became this iconic symbol of the Texas fighting spirit, even though they were outnumbered and outmatched.
Lesson 9, hiking plans.
Hey Anna, I was thinking of planning a hiking trip this weekend. Have you ever been hiking before?
Yes, I love hiking. It's such a great way to get outdoors and exercise. Where were you thinking of going?
I'm not sure yet, to be honest. I'm still trying to figure out a good trail that's not too intense for a beginner like me.
That's smart to start with something manageable. Hiking can definitely be challenging, especially if you're new to it.
Exactly. I want it to be an enjoyable experience, not have me regretting my decision halfway through.
For sure. What level of difficulty are you hoping for? There are usually different trail ratings to choose from.
Well, I was hoping to find something that's rated as easy or moderate. Nothing too strenuous, at least for my first time.
Okay, that sounds like a good plan. And how long were you thinking the hike would take? A few hours, or a full day?
Maybe a few hours, depending on the trail. I figure we can take breaks as needed and not rush through it.
Lesson 10, making travel plans.
Morning Anna, have you finalized our travel plans for the upcoming trip?
Hey John, I have. I booked our flights and accommodations. Shall we go over the itinerary?
Awesome, let's hear it. I'm excited to start planning our activities.
Great! So, our flight is scheduled to depart on Friday evening. We'll arrive at our destination on Saturday morning.
Sounds good. What about the hotel?
I found a highly rated hotel downtown, close to all the major attractions. The reviews looked really promising.
Fantastic. And what activities have you lined up for us?
Well, I thought we could visit the local museum on Saturday, then explore the city's historic district on Sunday.
Perfect. That sounds like a great mix of culture and sightseeing.
Lesson 11, Discussing Hobbies and Interests.
Hey Anna, what have you been up to lately? I feel like we haven't had a chance to catch up in a while.
Hello John, I've been keeping busy with my hobbies. You know how passionate I am about photography, right?
Yes, absolutely. I remember you mentioning that you've been taking some really stunning shots lately.
That's right. I've been exploring different techniques and experimenting with different lenses. It's been so much fun.
That's awesome. I'd love to see some of your latest work if you don't mind sharing.
Sure, I'd be happy to. I've also started taking pottery classes. It's been a great way to relax and unwind after a long day.
Pottery, huh? That sounds really interesting. I've always wanted to try my hand at that.
You should. It's such a rewarding hobby. The process of shaping the clay and seeing your creations come to life is so satisfying.
Well, maybe you can teach me a thing or two about it sometime. I'd be more than happy to join you for a class.
Lesson 12, Encouraging a Healthy Lifestyle.
Hey Anna, I noticed you've been really focused on your fitness lately. That's great to see.
Hey John, yes, I've been making a conscious effort to prioritize my health and well-being. It's been paying off, too.
That's awesome. I'm really happy for you. What have you been up to? I'd love to hear more about your fitness journey.
Well, I've been making sure to get in a good workout a few times a week. I've been alternating between cardio and strength training.
That's a well rounded approach. Mixing it up like that is key to keeping your body challenged and engaged.
Exactly. And I've also been trying to be more mindful of my nutrition. I've been meal prepping a lot more healthy meals.
That's fantastic. Nutrition is such an important component of a healthy lifestyle. It's great that you're being so proactive.
Definitely. I'm really noticing the difference in how I feel. I have more energy and my mood has been so much better.
That's amazing to hear. It's inspiring to see you so motivated and dedicated to your health.
Lesson 13, Discussing Current Events.
Hey Anna, did you catch the news about the recent developments in international politics? It's been quite a week.
Yes, John, I've been following the situation closely. It's certainly been a complex and evolving situation.
Absolutely. It's concerning to see the continued tensions and potential for further escalation.
I agree. It's a delicate balance, and it's crucial that the international community works together to find a peaceful resolution.
Exactly. Unilateral actions and disregard for international law will only serve to exacerbate the conflict.
Definitely. It's a tricky situation, as there are so many factors at play. Resolving it will require diplomacy and compromise.
That's a good point. The political and diplomatic avenues need to be exhausted before any further actions are taken.
Precisely. The release of detained individuals is also a crucial aspect that needs to be addressed.
Absolutely. Upholding international law and human rights should be the top priority in this case.
Lesson 14: Conservation and Decency.
Hey Anna, did you hear about the new conservation efforts in our city? I think it's great that we're trying to be more environmentally friendly.
Absolutely, John. Protecting our planet is so important. I'm glad the city is taking steps to be more sustainable.
Me too. Even small changes can make a big difference. Have you noticed any differences around town?
Yes, I've seen more recycling bins and electric vehicle charging stations. It's encouraging to see the community getting involved.
Definitely. And it's not just about the environment, it's also about human decency. I feel like we've lost some of that in recent years.
I agree, John. We need to treat each other with more kindness and respect. Those choices can make all the difference.
Absolutely. Even simple things like holding the door or saying hello to a stranger can go a long way.
Exactly. It's the little things that add up and create a more compassionate society.
Well said. I'm glad we're on the same page about this. It gives me hope for the future.
Lesson 15: A Critical Condition.
Morning. Did you see the news about the state of our healthcare system?
Yes, John, it's really concerning. Our nation has been reduced to a critical condition.
Absolutely. Hospital closures, medical staff cutbacks, and lack of funding have taken a huge toll.
It's devastating. People are struggling to access the care they need. Something has to be done.
I agree. We need to demand change from our leaders. This crisis cannot be ignored any longer.
Definitely. Every community is feeling the impact. It's time to take action and find solutions.
Definitely. I'm worried about what this means for the future of healthcare in our country.
Me too, John. We have to keep advocating for better funding and resources. Lives are at stake.
Without a doubt. This is a critical time, and we need to make our voices heard.
Lesson 16, Discussing New Ideas.
That's an interesting idea. What are the expected benefits of optimizing our website?
Well, improving our website's conversion rate could lead to more sales and signups. It would also enhance the user experience, which is important for building customer loyalty.
That makes sense. What specific changes do you think we should consider?
Maybe we could streamline the checkout process, add more compelling calls to action, and optimize the site for mobile users.
Those all sound like good ideas. What do you think the timeline would be for implementing these changes?
I'd estimate around 2 to 3 months to make the most impactful updates. Of course, we'd want to test everything thoroughly as we go.
Okay, that timeline seems reasonable. Let's put together a more detailed plan and get started on this as soon as possible.
Sounds good. I'm excited to see how these website improvements can boost our overall business performance.
Me too. This is going to be a great project for us to collaborate on.
Lesson 17, Fond School Memories.
Hey Anna, do you remember your first day of school?
Oh yes, I'll never forget it. I was so nervous, but also excited to start this new chapter.
Same here. I can still picture walking into the classroom for the very first time.
Me too. I remember my teacher, Mrs. Johnson, being so welcoming and making us all feel at ease.
That's wonderful. My teacher, Mr. Davis, was great too. He really helped me come out of my shell.
That's so important, especially on that first day. It can be such a daunting experience for young kids.
Absolutely. But looking back, those early school memories are so fun and formative.
Definitely. The friends I made, the lessons I learned, and the experiences I had all shaped who I am today.
Exactly. School was such a crucial part of our development and growth as individuals.
Lesson 18, Embracing Diversity.
Hey Anna, I was wondering if you had any plans to travel internationally soon.
As a matter of fact, I'm hoping to visit India later this year. I'm really excited about experiencing the culture.
That's wonderful. India is such a vibrant and diverse country. What are you most looking forward to?
I can't wait to see the colorful festivals, try the amazing cuisine, and learn more about the rich history and traditions.
The festivals are truly spectacular. I remember being awestruck by the energy and joyfulness of Holi.
That sounds incredible. I've heard such amazing things about the vibrancy of Indian culture.
It's really unlike anything else. The sights, sounds, and flavors are so captivating.
I'm sure it will be a transformative experience. Immersing myself in a new culture is one of my greatest passions.
I completely understand. Expanding your perspective and understanding different ways of life is so valuable.
Lesson 19: New Town, New Opportunities.
Hey Anna, I heard you just got a job at the local hospital. That's great news.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. It's a great opportunity for me to start a new chapter in this town.
That's wonderful. So, what made you decide to take this job?
Well, I was looking for a change of pace, and this hospital seemed like the perfect fit. They have a great reputation, and the work seems really fulfilling.
That's awesome. I'm sure you'll do an amazing job. Have you started already?
Not yet, I'm giving my 2 weeks' notice at my old job. But I'll be starting in a couple of weeks. I can't wait.
That's great timing. I'm sure you'll settle in quickly. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help you get adjusted to the new town.
Thank you, that's so kind of you. I may take you up on that offer once I get my bearings. It'll be nice to have a friendly face around.
Absolutely, I'm always happy to show a newcomer around. We'll have to grab coffee or lunch sometime soon.
Lesson 20: Overcoming Obstacles.
Hey Anna, how's the new job going?
It's going well, thanks for asking. Although, there have been a few challenges.
Oh, really? What kind of challenges?
Well, it turns out the disease hemophilia meant that one of my patients regularly suffered from uncontrollable bleeding. It's been a learning experience for me.
Yikes, that must be tough to manage. How have you been handling it?
I've been reading up on the latest treatments and working closely with the patient's family. It's been a steep learning curve, but I'm determined to provide the best care possible.
That's really admirable. I'm sure your dedication is making a big difference.
I certainly hope so. It's been intense, but incredibly rewarding when I see the patient making progress.
I can imagine. Well, if there's anything I can do to support you, please don't hesitate to ask.
Lesson 21: A Breathtaking Sight.
Hey Anna, I heard you went on a hike over the weekend. How was it?
Oh, it was amazing, John. I came across this beautiful meadow that was just breathtaking.
Really? What was so special about it?
Well, the sun was shining through the wildflowers, and there were these stunning butterflies fluttering all around. It was like something out of a fairy tale.
Wow, that sounds incredible. I wish I could have been there to see it.
You would have loved it. The colors were so vibrant, and the whole scene had this magical quality to it.
I can only imagine. I'll have to add that hike to my list of things to do.
Definitely. It was one of the most beautiful natural sights I've ever seen. I feel so lucky to have stumbled upon it.
That's awesome. I'm glad you got to experience something so special.
Lesson 22, Pottery Passion.
Hey Anna, have you ever tried pottery before? I heard it's quite fun.
No, I haven't, but I've always wanted to. I think it would be a great way to get creative and try something new.
Same here. I've seen people make some really amazing pottery pieces. It looks so satisfying to shape the clay and see your creation come to life.
Definitely. I'm curious to learn the techniques, like how to center the clay on the wheel and shape it into different forms. It must take a lot of practice.
Absolutely. I've heard it's quite a calming and meditative process too. The feel of the clay in your hands and the gentle spinning of the wheel, it seems very therapeutic.
That sounds wonderful. I'd love to take a pottery class and try it out. It could be a fun new hobby for us to explore together.
That's a great idea. We should look into pottery studios in the area and see if they offer beginner classes. It would be a unique way for us to spend some quality time and get crafty.
Sounds like a plan. I'm excited to get our hands dirty and see what we can create. Pottery might just become our new favorite activity.
I'm sure we'll have a blast. Can't wait to try our hand at pottery making.
Lesson 23, Pottery Dreams.
Hey Anna, have you ever tried pottery before? I heard it's quite fun.
No, I haven't, but I've always wanted to. I think it would be a great way to get creative and try something new.
Same here. I've seen people make some really amazing pottery pieces. It looks so satisfying to shape the clay and see your creation come to life.
Definitely. I'm curious to learn the techniques, like how to center the clay on the wheel and shape it into different forms. It must take a lot of practice.
Absolutely. I've heard it's quite a calming and meditative process too. The feel of the clay in your hands and the gentle spinning of the wheel, it seems very therapeutic.
That sounds wonderful. I'd love to take a pottery class and try it out. It could be a fun new hobby for us to explore together.
That's a great idea. We should look into pottery studios in the area and see if they offer beginner classes. It would be a unique way for us to spend some quality time and get crafty.
Sounds like a plan. I'm excited to get our hands dirty and see what we can create. Pottery might just become our new favorite activity.
I'm sure we'll have a blast. Can't wait to try our hand at pottery making.
Lesson 24, Horror Game Challenge.
Hey Anna, have you heard about that new horror game that's coming out soon?
No, I haven't. I'm not really a big fan of horror games. They tend to scare me too much.
Ah, come on. You've got to give it a try. I heard it's really good. The graphics and gameplay look amazing.
I don't know, John. I usually avoid anything too scary. Maybe we could find a different type of game to play together instead?
How about a cooperative game where we work together to solve puzzles or complete challenges? That way, we can both enjoy it.
That sounds like a much better idea. I'm more into games that are fun and engaging, but not too intense, you know?
Absolutely. Let's look into some co op games that fit that description. I'm sure we can find something we both really enjoy.
Great. I'm excited to try something new. You can show me some options, and we can pick one that seems like a good fit.
Sounds like a plan. I'm sure we'll find the perfect game for us to play together.
Lesson 25, 12 hours, learn English while sleeping.
Hey Anna, have you heard about this new sleep learning program? It promises to teach you English while you sleep.
Oh, that sounds interesting. I've been wanting to improve my English skills. How does it work?
Well, the program plays English audio lessons throughout the night while you're sleeping. They say you can learn a lot without even trying.
Wow, that's pretty convenient. Do you think it actually works? I'm a bit skeptical about learning in your sleep.
I was skeptical at first too, but apparently there's scientific research showing that your brain can absorb information even when you're asleep.
I'm not sure. Isn't it better to actively study and practice English while you're awake?
That's true, but this could be a good way to supplement your regular studies. Plus, you don't have to do any work, you just sleep.
I guess that's a fair point. And if it could help me learn English faster, it might be worth trying. How much does the program cost?
It's actually not too expensive, around $50 for the 12-hour audio course. Seems like a pretty good deal if it works.
Lesson 26, Exploring the World Together.
Hey Anna, did you hear about the new museum exhibition on ancient civilizations? I thought we could check it out this weekend.
That sounds great, John. I've been wanting to learn more about ancient history. When should we go?
How about Saturday afternoon? We can grab a quick lunch beforehand and then spend a couple of hours exploring the exhibits.
Perfect. I'm really excited to see the artifacts and learn about the daily lives of people from long ago.
Me too. I wonder if they'll have any interactive displays where we can try on ancient costumes or make crafts.
That would be so much fun. I love hands-on activities at museums. Maybe we can even find a cool souvenir to take home.
Definitely. We should also plan to stop by the gift shop before we leave. I bet they have some unique items we can't find anywhere else.
Sounds like a plan. I can't wait to spend the day learning and exploring with you.
It's a date then. I'll make sure to pack a water bottle and some snacks in case we get hungry during our adventure.
Lesson 27, Embracing the Beauty of Nature.
Hey Anna, have you heard about that new nature preserve that opened up just outside the city?
No, I haven't. What's it like? I'd love to check it out.
Apparently, it's got miles of hiking trails, a beautiful lake, and tons of wildlife. I think it would be the perfect place for us to spend a relaxing day outdoors.
That sounds amazing. I've been meaning to get out of the city and immerse myself in nature. When can we go?
How about this weekend? We could pack a picnic lunch and make a day of it.
Sounds like a plan. I'll bring a blanket and we can find a nice spot by the lake to enjoy our food and take in the scenery.
Great idea. And maybe we can even spot some birds or other animals along the way.
Definitely. I'm hoping to see some deer or maybe even a fox. It would be so peaceful to just sit and observe the wildlife.
Absolutely. And the fresh air and exercise will be a nice break from our usual routine.
Lesson 28, Commuting by Public Transport.
Hey Anna, have you ever taken the train to get around the city?
Yes, I find that taking the train is really convenient. The stations are located all throughout the city, so it's easy to access.
That's great. Do you know if the trains run frequently?
Yes, the trains run every 15 minutes during peak hours, so you don't have to wait too long.
That's really helpful. And is it affordable?
Absolutely, the fares are quite reasonable, especially if you buy a monthly pass. It ends up being much cheaper than driving and paying for parking.
That's good to know. I'll have to give it a try next time I need to go downtown.
I recommend it. The trains are comfortable, and you can just sit back and relax during your commute.
Sounds perfect. Thanks for the advice. I think I'll start taking the train more often.
Lesson 29, Understanding Aggressive Behavior.
Hey Anna, have you ever wondered why some people behave aggressively?
That's an interesting question. Social psychologists have studied this topic extensively.
What have they found? I'm curious to learn more.
Well, one factor that can contribute to aggressive behavior is exposure to violence or aggression, either in real life or through media. This can desensitize people and make them more likely to act out aggressively.
That makes sense. What else have they discovered?
Another factor is lack of emotional regulation skills. People who struggle to manage their emotions, especially anger, may be more prone to lashing out aggressively.
I see. So, teaching better coping mechanisms could help reduce aggressive tendencies?
Exactly. Providing anger management training and teaching people healthier ways to express their emotions can make a big difference.
That's really insightful. It's a complex issue, but understanding the underlying causes is important.
Lesson 30: Finding Hope in Challenging Times.
Hey Anna, it seems like the news these days is full of so much negativity and division.
I know what you mean. It can be really discouraging at times.
But even in the midst of all that, do you think it's possible to find hope?
That's a great question, John. I believe it is possible, even if it's not always easy.
What do you think could help us hold on to that sense of hope?
Well, I think it's important to remember that even small acts of kindness and compassion can make a difference. We shouldn't underestimate the power of individual efforts.
That's a really encouraging perspective. How else might we cultivate more hope?
Another thing is to focus on the positive stories and the people who are working to make a difference, even if they don't always get as much attention.
You're right, those stories are out there if we look for them. It's easy to get bogged down in the negativity.
Lesson 31: The Pros and Cons of Online Grocery Shopping.
Hey Anna, what do you think about online grocery shopping? Do you use those services?
I do use online grocery shopping sometimes. I find it really convenient, especially when I'm short on time.
That's a good point. What are some of the other benefits you've noticed?
Well, it's great that you can order from the comfort of your own home and have the groceries delivered. It saves a lot of time and effort.
That does sound appealing. Are there any downsides to it, in your experience?
One potential downside is that you can't physically inspect the produce or other items before purchasing. Sometimes the quality isn't quite what you were expecting.
I can see how that could be frustrating. Are there any other cons to online grocery shopping?
Another thing is that you sometimes miss out on spontaneous purchases or discovering new products when you're not browsing the aisles in person.
That's a good point. It's nice to have that browsing experience sometimes.
Lesson 32: Noodling Around.
Hey Anna, have you ever tried penne with tomato sauce? I think it's a delightful combination.
Oh, I actually prefer spaghetti with tomato sauce. The long noodles just seem to soak up the flavors so well.
I see your point. Spaghetti does have a certain je ne sais quoi when it comes to tomato sauce. Though I must say, I do enjoy the sturdy texture of penne.
You make a fair argument. I suppose they both have their merits. Perhaps we should have a pasta tasting night and see which one we like better?
Excellent idea. We can try out a few different sauces too, see which pairings work best.
Sounds delicious. I'm already getting hungry just thinking about it. When shall we plan this little experiment?
How about this weekend? That should give us enough time to gather the necessary ingredients.
Perfect. I'll mark it down. This is going to be fun.
I can't wait. Pasta and good company, what could be better?
Lesson 33, Bargain Hunting.
Hey Anna, you'll never guess what I found online the other day.
Oh? Do tell, I'm intrigued.
Well, I was browsing for a new coffee table, and I came across this amazing deal at a discount furniture store.
A discount furniture store, you say? I didn't even know those existed. Was it a good find?
Absolutely. It's a beautiful, solid wood piece, and they had it listed for almost half the price of what I would have paid at the thrift store.
Wow, that's quite a steal. Sometimes those discount stores can really surprise you.
I know, right? I couldn't believe my luck. I snatched it up right away before someone else snapped it up.
Well done, John. Looks like your bargain hunting skills are top-notch.
I do try. You'll have to come over and see it once it's set up in my place.
Lesson 34, Team Meeting.
Hey Anna, I wanted to follow up with you about that project proposal we discussed.
Oh, right. I have the details all ready to go. Shall we set up a meeting to go over them?
Excellent idea. I think getting the whole team together would be a good next step.
Absolutely. When would be a good time for everyone?
Let me check my calendar. How about later this week, say Thursday afternoon?
Thursday works for me. I'll send out the meeting invite and make sure everyone's free.
Sounds good. I'm really excited about this project. I think it has a lot of potential.
Me too. I've been reviewing the numbers, and everything looks promising.
Wonderful. I can't wait to dive into the details with the team.
Lesson 35, Dessert Delight.
Hey Anna, I have a brilliant idea for our next get-together.
Oh, do tell. I'm all ears.
How about we do a homemade dessert night? I'm thinking something classic like a chocolate cake.
Chocolate cake sounds absolutely divine. I'm already salivating just thinking about it.
I knew you'd be on board. Everyone loves a good chocolate cake, don't they?
Absolutely. It's a true crowd pleaser. When did you want to make this happen?
Well, I'm free this weekend if that works for you. We can make a whole evening of it.
The weekend sounds perfect. I'll clear my schedule and we can get baking.
Wonderful. I'll make sure to have all the necessary ingredients on hand.